Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and what can I say? I just thought I'm going to come up on YouTube and just, touch base, say hello. I'm in Europe and we have a full-on summer that's happening right now. It's really hot. We have like heat wave over the last week for about, you know, 40 degrees in the sun, so it's really hard for me to work even though I have air conditioning at my place, and but it's just it's not the right time for me to feel inspired and put in a lot of input out there. And I also wanted to talk to you about the cycles. I think in our world we kind of feel guilty very often when, let's say, we are entrepreneurs or we do work, or even with our hobbies. If we work at a work that provides our bills but then have hobbies, we feel often guilty that we don't put enough energy into what we really love doing. And I was thinking about it recently, thinking like how I do have this internal kind of voice telling me, like, make a YouTube video, this is your job, like, do your job. And kind of going like, fuck, but I don't know what to talk about. I just have no idea what I can talk about. So what prompted me to talk about the cycles is that feeling, like, this internal kind of pressure I put on myself, do a video, and then that kind of truthful state which goes like, I don't know what to talk about. So I decided I'm going to just make a video and talk about how I don't know what to talk about. So that's what I'm doing. I wanted to actually do mention a few decks that I felt particularly drawn to using in my readings right now. I've noticed certain shift of trend and energy, and in how I want to structure my work. And it kind of, I know it will take time, and I never rush with my tarot map, or like how I see myself evolving with tarot and with astrology. I just take it as it comes, and I take it slowly, because I do have this long-term vision. Like, I kind of know where I want to go, and I know I want to go more into education. I know I want to go more into doing less readings and educating more, and doing more classes, paid and free, and maybe courses, maybe writing a book at some point. Who knows? You guys seem to enjoy my PDFs. I never thought I can write, and then I get a lot of feedback recently after my creative tarot class, which also has a PDF, and after the free Chiron class, which I also wrote like a little PDF. And I didn't even think that it's going to be that helpful, but it seems to be like people really like it and people use it, and I get really nice feedback saying how it's inspiring for people and it's helpful. And when I put stuff out, that's what I want to do. Like, I don't want to just put stuff out to get more likes. Like, it's like, I'm really not interested, but I'm really would love to see people use the stuff that I teach or that I put out, because that's that inspires me in end to do it. Like, if people weren't using it, I wouldn't be inspired to really put anything out. So thank you to everybody who purchased the Creative Tarot class and who downloaded the free Chiron class, because it's put through my website, so I can see, that a lot of you downloaded the Chiron class, and that makes me so happy. So that's really cool. But that's part also of this kind of cycle, that I kind of feel like certain things will go away, and certain things will be built up. And it's so hot, it's summer, maybe I just want to take holidays, or just don't do anything. That's basically how I feel right now. But I went away to this beautiful, it's Krasnobród. It's in like a very beautiful area in Poland where there's a lot of forests, and there's Mother Mary from Krasnobród, and there was a holy spring there, so I'm just sipping on holy water from holy spring, and it was so beautiful there. And what I want to do now, I just want to, get into the car and see all the Mary sanctuaries and go on pilgrimages with different intentions, not only for myself. I would love to do that. That's what I would love to do. So when it comes to decks, I noticed that recently, even in any readings that I do, I started using like more healing approach. So I really started adding this rose alchemy cards and to a reading, which they often speak about wounds and about empowered feminine aspects and different areas of life that can the energy can be worked up. It's a lot of work with chakras with this deck. So this rose alchemy, I'm still studying it. I bought a course from Sandy, so I'm still learning about roses and how to use it, and obviously, to really use it as a healing system, like I need to practice more on myself, and so it takes time, but I'm doing this. And I actually, you guys can check out the previous video, second previous, on this healing cards deck. I have been using this deck in every reading since I purchased it, and it's a really cool deck to add to the way I read. I just pick one card, which is the conspiracy, so which is the challenge for a person, and one card that can be a healing or an empowered gift, because there's 45 shadow cards and 45 kind of light cards. It's really cool. I'm really enjoying this deck. So I have been using this one. I felt very drawn to use Mud Tarot, especially in this is an awesome deck, and you can actually, my version is, like it's the kind of out of print version, it's 250 out of 1,000, but there is on Make Playing Cards, I think, you can print out the Mud Tarot. Maybe it's not such large format, but it's definitely there, so don't despair if you like this deck and you think, I will never get it because it's so expensive. You can find it on Make Playing Cards website. And I'm going to link it below, maybe just the website, and you can search for it. There's lots of different decks there. So this deck is awesome for like ancestors readings, and I have been using it in ancestral healing readings, because it's just really various, it depicts various cultures and various eras in life. So, and it's very cool to use for telling stories about ancestry and about our connection to different cultures. So it's quite a cool deck to use. So I have been using this one a lot recently, and I always love this deck. But you know how when you have a lot of decks like myself, like you just rotate the deck. So sometimes right now I have even I felt that pull to use decks that I don't use often because I got bored with the images. I got back to the Le Tarot de Femme Erotique. I don't know if this deck is still, it used to be on Amazon, not very expensive. I don't know if it's still on sale there. But it's this kind of vintage deck with females. So there is just bodies and females, and it's a little bit more like an oracle deck maybe. I mean, it is tarot, right? Because you've got all the symbols and swords and wands and cups, but it also has a keywords on cards. And because the images are, not very maybe easy to read, then the keywords help sometimes to get the meaning. So I was using it a little bit more like an oracle, plus adding, my knowledge about tarot to the cards. So this deck works really beautifully with this Ember Aura Tarot. And I really love this little deck. I wasn't sure, but it goes really nicely with vibes nicely with this Le Tarot de Femme Erotique, because it's also a very sacred feminine kind of deck. And it's semi-pippish also, which I love, but I really enjoy the softness of it and the color scheme and the color palette. It reads well. And for the, for healing readings, sometimes when you connect, like I used it quite often in birthday extravaganza readings, because you can like I connect the two tarot decks, so these two go together really nicely. So it's a really sweet deck. You can actually check Amber's, is it Amber? What's her name? No, sorry. Jamie Richardson. You can check Jamie's Instagram feed, because she has a very nice, calming Instagram feed with beautiful pictures. So this Ember Aura Tarot, I'm really drawn to use it right now. And another one that I use nearly every day, or like, pull a card, like a blessing for people at the end of the reading, is the Mysteries of Mary Tarot deck by Hetien Grobler. known on Instagram as French Madonna. And I know that a lot of you have this deck or wait for this deck to come. And yeah, I would love to hear how you work with it. Maybe you invented some new interesting ways to work with it. To me, it's a very kind of intense deck, so I rarely pull a lot of cards from it, mostly like one or two. Or if I have a certain question, maybe I will pull, three. But usually it's like a kind of more like a deck that I would go deeper with. I was also wondering if you guys were interested in any more classes from me. Like, I want to do something else, and really affordable, like maybe even less than $15. Maybe I do 10 or something. I have to add a little bit more money because PayPal takes money away. So I have to do, at least if I want to earn $10 per class, then I have to do 13 or 12 so that PayPal can take its, provision. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, I have some ideas, and I have some friends who help me out also with what I could post or do a class on next. Sometimes I think, when you study tarot for a long time, you kind of think that everybody knows that or that. But then I also want to include people who are beginners and who maybe don't know tarot. I'm thinking of maybe a beginner's tarot course as well, like few classes together, or maybe the next class could be something about going deeper with tarot. My friend suggested like a deepening your tarot practice. How we can actually, if you, for example, bored of daily draws, or you don't think that daily draws give you so much feedback, how can you work with the cards to deepen and make a connection, of the cards with your life. As I said, right now I'm just not feeling very inspired, so I'm kind of like searching. I think I'm fishing for your help, guys. So if you have any ideas or anything you think would be interesting for people, for you, then please write a comment, because maybe then that will inspire me. I have a lot of wands that I started like last or 2 months ago, not feeling inspired. I guess it's just this time of the year for me. So I think also it's wise not to force yourself to like push yourself too much. Obviously it's my work, so sometimes we don't feel like working, but we have to work. So I'm still open for readings and doing all this stuff, doing the readings, but yeah, I'm not very inspired. So I think what I'm going to do now is maybe finish my rose class with Sandy. And I'm also thinking of finding new people for my interviews, but maybe I also will take a break for the summer of the interviews and come back in September with fresh, with new people. I still have a lot of people I want to interview. I just, as I said, can't make myself do much right now. So anyway, I think I'm not going to repeat myself anymore of how much I don't want to do anything. Curious how you guys going. Look at those beautiful roses I found in my garden. So amazing. And yeah, it's really lovely summer. So I think I'm just going to maybe relax, watch some Netflix, do some classes, and chill. I have one reading to do for a gorgeous person, and then that's it. That's me for today, I think. So if you guys want to support me while I don't feel like working, you can purchase my creative tarot class for $15. It's on my website. I will link it below. It's only for people who have a lot of decks, and a lot, I mean more than 2. So you have to have at least 3, 4, 5 plus decks. But if you have a lot of decks and you feel like a bit guilty that you don't use your decks, this class will be awesome, because I am using and mixing loads of decks, tarot and oracle decks together, and this is the way I work, so it's something that, you know, it feels natural to me, and I'm hoping that with the PDF that I wrote, it also can be a natural way of work for you as well, because it's creative, it's fun. I show a lot of different combinations, walk you through every, you know, bit and of advice I can give you during how to connect decks, how to choose decks, what to pay attention to, how to connect the cards in the readings when you have a lot. It's just another way you can, you know, figure out how to play with your cards. But as I said, only for people who own more than 2 decks. Otherwise, you will be like, oh, I can't do anything because I have only 2 decks. You go and buy more decks, and then it will be my fault. So don't do it. If you're a minimalist, wonderful. There is a perfect way to work with cards for everybody. And this is the way for people who love a lot of decks. So that's it, I think. Thank you for watching. It was nice to come up because I do miss, you know, making videos and the connection that I have on YouTube. And I know that I have some, you know, constant YouTubers that comment, and it's lovely. I thank you so much for all the comments and likes, because that is inspiring, you know. If nobody comments, it's like you're talking to yourself, and it's just a bit discouraging. So please comment. At least say, hi, Kasia. Nice to see you. And I hope you guys are well. Sending lots of love. Bye. See you soon.